Today we're going to be making the pot portion of our pinch pots here. You'll notice that they also have a base on the bottom, which we will be adding next week. Today we're going to concentrate on forming the part that you would put liquid or something in if you were using this pot. So we're going to be working on the bowl. You're going to start with a ball of clay and you want to smush it into a ball. You want to make sure there aren't too many cracks. You want it to be pretty smooth to give you a nice smooth bowl. Once you have it formed, roll it in your hands a little bit. If you've ever made cookies before or meatballs, you would keep your hands still, place the ball inside it, and the top one moves in a circle, and every once in a while just flip it over so that it forms a round ball and doesn't get smushed too much on one side. Once you have your ball formed, you're going to take your thumb and you're going to place your thumb into the center of your pot. You want to feel where you're going. Keep your other hand on the bottom. You don't want to come all the way through. You want to be more than halfway through your bowl though. Then this is called a pinch pot because we're going to be doing some pinching with our hand. You're going to start with your thumb inside and your fingers on the outside. The other hand is just going to hold it and turn it for you. You're going to pinch and turn gently. You don't want to pinch too hard because then you do leave marks on the outside. And you have to go back and fix them. When it gets big enough, you can place both thumbs inside the center and work both of your hands together, pinching and turning. We want the outside layer to be about as thick as a pencil as you get to the outside. So don't keep squeezing it too thin, but you can see here on this side, it's still way too thick. You want to kind of make it even too, so you don't want to squeeze too hard on one side of your bowl. Now how you squeeze changes the shape of your bowl. If you pull your thumbs apart as you squeeze, your bowl is going to get bigger and more open. If you keep your thumbs together and squeeze more, your bowl is going to get taller. So you have to decide what kind of bowl you are making today. You could have a larger, flatter bowl or a taller, thinner bowl and work all the way around. Now, make sure that it looks even. If one part looks fatter, go back and squeeze it a little more there. You're going to flip it over and check the outside. If you see crack lines, you want to take your thumb. This clay is pretty wet, so you want to just smooth it. But if your clay seems to be getting a little dry, sometimes our hands dry it out. We're going to have a bowl with a toothbrush. We'll talk about the toothbrush in a minute. And the bowl has water and clay in it, so you can just dip your finger in a little bit. It's kind of like lotion for the clay. It's just clay and water. You know how when you put too much lotion on, it gets too sticky? You don't want to put too much lotion on your clay, because then it won't soak in and your clay bowl will be very floppy. So you just want to rub it until the clay absorbs it. That helps your bowl look really smooth and not cracked. I'm noticing here that it looks like it needs a bit more squeezing. It's a bit lumpy. And once your bowl is finished, you're going to turn it upside down. And in the center, on the very bottom, you're going to use a stick. I have a little clay writing tool, but we're going to use a paper clip that has been opened up. Great writing tool. You're going to scratch small in the very center of the bowl, which is going to end up being this part that you don't see when we're finished. You need to scratch your initials. I'm going to put K for Kaplan. You would put your initials, so you would have 2. And I'm going to write my room number, which is 113. Don't make this very big because you don't want to see it, but it has to be clear. Now, if there's lumps as you carve, just peel those off. We don't want those to show. So your bowl will look like this today. We are going to be storing them upside down in a Ziploc bag, and I will pass those out by teams. Next week, we will be forming the base. The base will be made with a tube or a snake that you roll, and we roll that into a circle. So you're going to make your tube, bend the ends together, smush them really good so you don't see any crack, no lines in it, and that will get attached to the bottom, and that's when we will use the messy toothbrush to make it stick together. So I'll show you how to do that next week.